Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Talk English Now. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to focus on taking your English fluency to the highest level. This is a 1-hour masterclass designed to push you, challenge you, and guide you toward thinking and speaking in English with confidence. When we talk about advanced fluency, we're not just talking about knowing more vocabulary. We're talking about using words naturally, understanding subtle meanings, reacting quickly in real conversations, and sounding smooth when you speak. This masterclass will give you tools to master vocabulary, grammar, listening, and speaking, all in one journey. Let's begin with vocabulary because words are the building blocks of fluency, but not just individual words. What really makes you sound advanced is how you put words together in ways that sound natural to a native speaker. These are collocations, phrasal verbs, and idioms. Imagine this. You want to say decision in English. If you say do a decision, it sounds strange. If you say take a decision, it may be correct in some countries, but it doesn't sound natural to most English speakers. What sounds natural is make a decision. You make a decision to learn English, to travel abroad, or to change jobs. And that small choice of verb, make, is what gives your English a native-like flow. Let's practice with me. Repeat after me slowly. I made a decision to study English every day. Good. Now say, she made a decision to move abroad. Notice how smooth it feels when you use the right collocation. Another common one is take a break. You don't do a break. You don't make a break. You take a break. You can say, I'm going to take a break after this lesson, or she took a short break before her meeting. Now let's try one more with promises. In English, we say make a promise, keep a promise, or break a promise. So I could say, he made a promise to his friend, or she kept her promise to call me back, or even they broke their promise and didn't show up. You see how each verb changes the meaning slightly, but the collocation stays fixed. Collocations are powerful because they save you time when speaking. Instead of translating word by word from your native language, you simply remember the word pair, make a decision, take a break, keep a promise. Now let's move into phrasal verbs. These can be confusing, but they are essential for advanced fluency. Phrasal verbs are when you take a simple verb like take or put and add a small word, a preposition or adverb, and suddenly the meaning changes completely. For example, take off. If I say, I take off my jacket, it means remove. If I say, the plane takes off at 8, it means depart. If I say, her business idea really took off, it means became successful. If I say, sorry, I need to take off, it means leave, all from the same two little words. That's why context is everything with phrasal verbs. The same phrase can mean completely different things depending on the situation. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I took off my shoes before entering. Good. The meeting took off after the new manager spoke. Nice. I need to take off soon. Great. Here's another phrasal verb. Turn down. If someone offers you a job and you reject it, you say, I turned down the job. If someone invites you to a party and you don't want to go, you say, I turned down the invitation. Repeat after me. She turned down the offer. How about hit it off? This is when you immediately connect with someone the first time you meet. You might say, we met yesterday and we really hit it off. It sounds natural and warm. Try it with me. We hit it off right away. Phrasal verbs like these are used constantly by native speakers. If you can use them naturally, your English fluency will skyrocket. Now let's step into idioms. Idioms are expressions where the meaning is not obvious from the words. For example, break the ice. This doesn't mean breaking frozen water. It means making people feel comfortable when they meet for the first time. You might say, the teacher told a funny joke to break the ice with the students. Repeat with me. We played a game to break the ice. Another idiom is spill the beans. This means to reveal a secret. For example, she spilled the beans about the surprise party. Try saying that. He spilled the beans. Idioms are special because they add color and richness to your language. They make you sound natural, advanced, and expressive. Let's do one more. Bite the bullet. This means to face a difficult situation with courage. Imagine you made a mistake at work. You could say, I have to bite the bullet and tell my boss. Repeat after me. I need to bite the bullet. Take a moment to think about how many new expressions you've just practiced. Collocations like make a decision, phrasal verbs like take off, idioms like break the ice. This is the foundation of advanced fluency. But to truly master them, you need to see them in action and practice them regularly. Don't just memorize. Try to use them in your own sentences. So here's a quick exercise. I'll give you the start of a sentence, and you finish it in your head or out loud. Ready? Yesterday, I made a decision to... Good. Last weekend, I took a break and... Nice. At the party, we really hit it off because... Well done. Each time you practice finishing these sentences, you're building fluency. You're training your brain to respond in English quickly without translation. That's the true goal of this masterclass, not just knowing the rules, but living inside the language so it feels natural to you. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Every mistake is a step toward fluency. The more you practice, the smoother you'll become. So keep repeating, keep shadowing, keep trying. That's how fluency grows. Now let's take what we've started with vocabulary and idioms and move deeper into grammar, because grammar is the framework that holds your sentences together. At an advanced level, grammar isn't about memorizing rules anymore. It's about flexibility, creativity, and accuracy when you express yourself. One powerful area is gerunds. A gerund is a verb ending in ing that acts like a noun. For example, swimming is my favorite activity. Here, swimming looks like a verb, but it's functioning as the subject of the sentence, which is the role of a noun. Think about this. She enjoys reading. In that sentence, reading is not just an action, It's the thing she enjoys, the object of the verb. This is why gerunds are so important for fluency. They allow you to make your sentences more natural and varied. Let's practice together. Say this with me. I enjoy learning English. Good. Now, he avoids eating fast food. Excellent. Notice how the gerund changes the feel of the sentence. Here's something interesting. Gerunds often follow prepositions. For example, he is interested in learning languages. The preposition in is followed by learning, not to learn, but learning. Another one is, she is committed to improving her English. Repeat after me. I am focused on improving my fluency. Good. We are excited about traveling this summer. Perfect. This pattern is everywhere in English. Once you see it, you'll start noticing it naturally. Now, let's combine this with phrasal verbs, because phrasal verbs often end with prepositions too. Take this sentence. He put off asking for a raise. Put off means to delay, and after off, we need a gerund, asking. So we say, he put off asking for a raise. Try this with me. They put off cleaning the garage. Good. She put off calling her friend. Excellent. At the advanced level, these patterns help you move away from translation and toward instinct. You'll start to feel that asking sounds right, and to ask does not. Now let's talk about a very natural structure. Go plus gerund for physical activities. You don't say, I go to swim. You say, I go swimming. Repeat after me. I go jogging every morning. We went hiking last weekend. She goes shopping after work. This is one of those little details that makes your English sound advanced. It's a simple change, but it creates a big difference in fluency. Let's do a quick challenge. I'll give you a verb, and you make it into a sentence with go plus gerund. Ready? Dance. You might say, I go dancing on Fridays, or they went dancing last night. Try another. Ski. Maybe. We go skiing every winter. Excellent practice. Now, let's move to another key part of fluency, listening. Because fluency is not just about what you say, it's also about how quickly and clearly you understand others, especially when they speak fast. Native speakers connect words, they reduce sounds, they link everything together. So sometimes what you hear doesn't sound like the words you learned in textbooks. For example, listen to this sentence in slow, clear English. What do you want me to do about it? 9 words, very clear. But when spoken fast, it becomes, what do you want me to do about it? Almost like one long word. This is connected speech. Let's break it down slowly. Instead of, what do you, it sounds like, what'ya. Instead of, want me, it sounds like, wanna me, or want me. Instead of, about it, it can sound like, about it. So the smooth version is, what do you want me to do about it? Repeat after me slowly. What do you want me to do about it? Now try the connected version. What do you want me to do about it? See the difference? The goal isn't to always speak like this. The goal is to understand it when you hear it. And if you want to sound more natural, you can also start to use it. Here's another example. Thanks for your help. In fast English, it often sounds like, thanks for your help. Say it with me slowly. Thanks for your help. Now the natural version. Thanks for your help. One more. She's starting to rub off on you. In connected speech, this becomes, she's startin' to rub off on ya, all blended together. This is why listening practice is essential. It's not just about knowing vocabulary, it's about training your ear to hear the language as it's really spoken. Let's practice with a few more. I'll say the sentence 3 times and you repeat after me. He rubs me the wrong way. Again. He rubs me the wrong way. And once more. He rubs me the wrong way. This means someone annoys you, even if they don't mean to. It's a common idiom. Another one. I had a hunch he'd quit. Repeat after me. I had a hunch he'd quit. Again. I had a hunch he'd quit. A hunch means an intuition, a feeling. You see, practicing these natural sentences helps you get comfortable with fast, real English. And remember, if you're enjoying this lesson, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more daily English practice. Your support means I can keep creating these long, detailed lessons to guide you step by step toward fluency. Let's keep going with more listening practice. Try this one. She hit it off with her new coworker. Repeat after me. She hit it off with her new coworker. Another. We need to call it a day. Repeat after me. We need to call it a day. Each of these is an idiom or phrasal verb in action, and the more you hear them, repeat them, and use them, the more natural they'll feel in your own speaking. Here's a tip to make this practice even stronger. Don't just listen and repeat once. Loop back. Say it 5 or 10 times out loud. Let your mouth get used to the rhythm, because fluency is muscle memory as much as it is knowledge. Think of it like learning a dance. You don't just watch the steps. You repeat them until your body remembers. With English, your tongue, lips, and brain all need to move together. Repetition makes it automatic. So let's try that with one more. Repeat with me 5 times quickly. Going hiking is fun. Again. Going hiking is fun. Once more. Going hiking is fun. Again. Going hiking is fun. And one last time. Going hiking is fun. How did that feel? Faster? Smoother? This is exactly how you train fluency, by pushing yourself into rhythm and speed, little by little. Stay with me. We're building layer by layer, vocabulary, grammar, listening, and speaking, all together. Now that we've built a strong base with collocations, phrasal verbs, idioms, and connected speech, let's shift our focus to active speaking practice, because fluency isn't complete until you can confidently produce language out loud. One of the best techniques for this is called shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a sentence in English and immediately repeating it aloud, copying not just the words, but also the rhythm and intonation. Think of it like being an actor in a play. You're not only saying the lines, you're also copying the feeling behind them. Let's try together. I'll say a sentence 3 times, and each time you repeat it exactly as you hear it. Ready? Did she keep her promise? Again. Did she keep her promise? One more time. Did she keep her promise? Excellent. Notice how your voice naturally rose at the end like a question. This is the kind of detail that builds advanced fluency. Now, let's do another. We took off around 10. Again. We took off around 10. And one more. We took off around 10. Do you feel how natural that sounds? Each time you repeat, you're training your brain to hear the flow and your mouth to produce it without hesitation. Let's keep practicing. How did you break the ice? Repeat. How did you break the ice? Again. How did you break the ice? Great. Now, one more. Going hiking is so fun. Repeat. Going hiking is so fun. And once again, going hiking is so fun. This kind of practice may feel repetitive, but it's powerful. Every repetition is building muscle memory, and over time, you'll find yourself using these patterns naturally in real conversations. Now let's add a listening twist. I'll say a sentence at a natural speed. You listen, then try to repeat it exactly as you hear it. Ready? Thanks for your help, you rock. Say it. Thanks for your help, you rock. That little phrase, you rock, is very natural English. It means you're awesome or you're great. Repeat it again. Thanks for your help, you rock. Let's do another. She's starting to rub off on you. Repeat it. She's starting to rub off on you. One more time. She's starting to rub off on you. The expression rub off on someone means their behavior or personality starts to influence you. So if your friend is always positive and you become more positive, you could say their positivity rubbed off on you. Here's another one. He rubs me the wrong way. Repeat it. He rubs me the wrong way. And again. He rubs me the wrong way. This means someone annoys you without even trying. Maybe their style or personality just doesn't match yours. And finally, I had a hunch he'd quit. Repeat it. I had a hunch he'd quit. Once more. I had a hunch he'd quit. A hunch is like an intuition, a gut feeling. You can say, I have a hunch it will rain tomorrow. Or, I had a hunch she would say yes. By practicing these sentences, you're not just learning vocabulary, you're training yourself to hear advanced English, understand idiomatic expressions, and respond with confidence. Let's go deeper with shadowing. I'll say a longer sentence this time. I'm used to waking up early, so getting up at 6 is easy for me. Repeat. I'm used to waking up early, so getting up at 6 is easy for me. Again. I'm used to waking up early, so getting up at 6 is easy for me. Notice how the phrase used to is part of the expression be used to something, and when it's followed by a verb, that verb takes the gerund form. Waking. Now try another. The consultant advised against investing in the project. Repeat. The consultant advised against investing in the project. Again. The consultant advised against investing in the project. Here, against is a preposition, so the verb invest becomes investing. Let's practice one more advanced pattern. We look forward to meeting the new team members. Repeat. We look forward to meeting the new team members. Again. We look forward to meeting the new team members. Look forward to is always followed by a gerund. Meeting. These are subtle grammar points, but mastering them will make your English sound polished and advanced. Now, let's try a challenge exercise. I'll give you a sentence with a missing piece and you fill it in out loud. Ready? She is committed to. You might say, she is committed to improving her English. Good. Try another. I put off. Maybe, I put off cleaning the kitchen. Excellent. And one more. They look forward to. You could say, they look forward to traveling abroad. You see how these small patterns unlock flexibility? You can create hundreds of natural sentences once you understand them. Let's continue with a quick speaking drill. I'll give you a situation, and you make a sentence using one of the advanced expressions we've learned. First situation. Your friend invites you to a party, but you don't want to go. What can you say? Yes. I turned down the invitation. Next situation. You meet someone new at work and you feel an instant connection. What do you say? We really hit it off. Another situation. You worked very hard on something and you finally finished. What do you say? I got through it. And one more. You need to stop working because it's late. What do you say? Let's call it a day. These exercises build your ability to react quickly in English, and that's the heart of fluency. Remember, fluency isn't just accuracy, it's also speed, confidence, and flow. And flow comes from practice like this. Here's a tip. When you practice shadowing, don't just copy the words. Copy the energy. If the sentence is a question, raise your tone at the end. If it's excited, show that excitement in your voice. If it's serious, lower your tone slightly. This makes your English sound alive, not robotic. Let's practice that. I'll say, you really hit the nail on the head. Repeat it with confidence. You really hit the nail on the head. Good. Now say it again, but make your voice sound even more certain. You really hit the nail on the head. Do you feel how tone changes meaning? This is part of advanced fluency too. It's not just the words. It's the rhythm, the tone, the confidence. So, as you continue through this masterclass, keep reminding yourself, fluency grows when you combine knowledge with practice, understanding with expression, listening with speaking. You're not just studying English, you're training to think and live in English. And every time you repeat, shadow, and practice, you're stepping closer to that advanced, confident fluency you want. Now that you're practicing shadowing and reacting quickly, let's expand the challenge by working with more advanced idioms and expressions. These are the kinds of phrases that make conversations feel alive, colorful, and truly natural. Take the idiom, to burn bridges. This means damaging relationships in a way that you can't go back. Imagine leaving a job angrily and saying rude things to your boss. You burned your bridges, which means you closed the door to future opportunities with that company. Repeat after me. I don't want to burn bridges. Again. He burned his bridges when he quit. Another very common one is to be in the same boat. This means to be in the same situation as someone else. For example, she's nervous about the exam and I'm nervous too, so we're in the same boat. Try it. We're in the same boat. How about this? To jump on the bandwagon. This means to follow a trend because everyone else is doing it. For example, everyone started using that new app, so I jumped on the bandwagon too. Repeat. I jumped on the bandwagon. These idioms don't just give you more vocabulary, they give you personality when you speak. They make you sound less like a learner and more like someone living in English. Let's practice a few together. Repeat after me. The concert tickets cost an arm and a leg. Good. The dress was dirt cheap. Nice. That bag is just a knockoff. Great. Notice how some idioms are about money, some are about relationships, some are about emotions. The variety is what makes them fun, and the more you use them, the more natural your English becomes. Now, let's shift back to grammar for a moment, because at an advanced level, grammar is about precision. One of the most useful areas is recognizing when to use a gerund and when to use an infinitive. We already practiced gerunds after prepositions, but infinitives appear after certain verbs too. For example, she decided to leave, or he promised to call. In these sentences, to leave and to call are infinitives. Let's contrast. She enjoys reading. Gerund. She decided to read. Infinitive. Both are correct, but the verb before decides which one you need. Repeat after me. I enjoy reading books. Good. I decided to read more often. Excellent. This flexibility allows you to create complex sentences naturally, and it's one of the reasons advanced grammar makes your fluency shine. Now let's add a quick exercise. I'll give you a base verb, and you make a sentence either with a gerund or an infinitive, depending on what sounds right. Ready? Avoid. You could say, I avoid eating late at night. Good. Now, plan. You might say, I plan to travel next year. Great. The more you practice these small grammar decisions, the smoother your sentences will sound. Let's return to listening and connected speech. I'll give you some short phrases that you'll often hear very quickly in real life. First, could you hand me that? In fast English, it becomes, "'Could you hand me that?" Repeat it. "'Could you hand me that?" Next, don't you want to go? Fast version. Don't you want to go? Say it. Don't you want to go? Another, what are you going to do? In natural fast speech, this becomes, what you gonna do? Repeat. What you gonna do? These are the kinds of shortcuts that make real conversation hard to understand at first. But once your ear is trained, you'll recognize them instantly. Here's a tip. Don't be afraid to imitate these shortcuts when you're speaking. It won't make you sound less correct. It will actually make you sound more natural. Let's practice with some mini dialogue shadowing. I'll say both lines, and you repeat after me. Are you ready to leave? Yeah, I'm gonna grab my bag. Again. Are you ready to leave? Yeah, I'm gonna grab my bag. One more. Don't you think it's too late? Nah, we'll be fine. Repeat. Don't you think it's too late? Nah, we'll be fine. Shadowing little dialogues like this is excellent fluency practice because real conversations are not long textbook sentences. They're short, quick, connected. Let's move into advanced practice exercises. I'll give you prompts and you build natural sentences using idioms, phrasal verbs, or collocations. Prompt 1. You want to encourage your friend before their presentation. What can you say? Break a leg. Prompt 2. You're very tired and want to go to bed. What can you say? I'm going to hit the hay. Prompt 3. Your team finally finished a big project. What can you say? We got through it. Prompt 4. Your colleague said something that perfectly described the problem. What can you say? You hit the nail on the head. You see how powerful this is? Every prompt pushes you to respond quickly and naturally in English. This is how your fluency grows. Now let's slow down for a moment and talk about confidence, because fluency is not just language knowledge, it's also your mindset. Many learners freeze in conversations because they're afraid of making mistakes. But remember this, native speakers also make mistakes. They forget words, they restart sentences, they correct themselves. What matters is not perfection. What matters is communication. If you keep going, people will understand you. So here's a little exercise for confidence. Repeat after me, slowly, with energy. I can speak English clearly. Again. I can express myself in English. One more time. I am becoming fluent every day. These affirmations are not just words, they are reminders to your brain that you are capable. The more you believe it, the more confident you'll sound. Now, let's combine confidence with speed. I'll give you 5 short phrases. Your goal is to repeat them quickly, one after the other, without pausing. Ready? Make a decision. Take a break. Keep a promise. Turn it down. Call it a day. Say them again, faster. Make a decision. Take a break. Keep a promise. Turn it down. Call it a day. That rhythm is what fluency feels like. Smooth, quick, natural. And the more you practice in this way, the easier it becomes in real conversations. So keep practicing, keep repeating, keep shadowing, and let's continue building layer after layer of advanced fluency together. Let's continue our journey into advanced fluency by focusing on how to respond naturally in conversations, because speaking English isn't only about knowing phrases, it's about being quick, flexible, and confident in real time. Think about this. In a real conversation, you don't have time to translate every word from your native language. You need ready-made expressions you can use instantly. Let's practice some of these together. Imagine your friend tells you they go to new job. Instead of just saying good, you can say, "That's awesome," or "That's great news." Try it with me. That's awesome. Now, that's great news. If someone thanks you, don't only say, "You're welcome." You can say, "No problem," or "Anytime," or "Glad I could help." Repeat after me. No problem. Anytime. Glad I could help. These are small upgrades, but they make you sound fluent and natural. Now let's practice quick reactions to common situations. I'll give you a situation and you respond out loud using natural English. Situation 1. Your colleague says, "Thanks for staying late to help." Your response, "No problem, happy to help." Situation 2. Your friend says, "I can't believe I passed the test." Your response, "Congrats, you nailed it." Situation 3. Your neighbor says, "Sorry I'm late." Your response, "Don't worry, it happens." These quick reactions are part of conversational fluency. They show empathy, understanding, and natural flow. Now let's practice with phrasal verbs in real conversation. Imagine your coworker asks, "Why didn't you finish the report yesterday?" You might say, "I got held up at a meeting." Or if your friend asks why you didn't come to the party, you could say, "I had to turn it down. I was too tired." If someone asks how your new project is going, you could say, "It's starting to take off." These small answers sound natural because they use phrasal verbs instead of plain, basic verbs. And that's what makes your English advanced. Let's shadow some of these. Repeat after me. I got held up at a meeting. I had to turn it down. It's starting to take off. Excellent. Now let's go a little deeper into idioms for everyday reactions. If someone tells you a funny story, you could say, "That cracked me up." If someone shares something sad, you could say, "That broke my heart." If something surprises you, you can say, "That blew my mind." Let's practice. That cracked me up. That broke my heart. That blew my mind. These idioms express emotions in a way that sounds natural and powerful. Now let's work on building longer, fluent sentences because advanced English often means connecting ideas smoothly. Start with this. I was planning to go out, but it started raining, so I stayed home and read a book instead. Notice how I connected 3 ideas naturally with but and so. Repeat after me. I was planning to go out, but it started raining, so I stayed home and read a book instead. Another one. She studied all week, and as a result, she passed her exam with flying colors. Repeat. She studied all week, and as a result, she passed her exam with flying colors. These kinds of sentences show that you can link thoughts together smoothly, which is a hallmark of advanced fluency. Let's try an exercise. I'll give you the start of a sentence, and you finish it. Ready? I wanted to call my friend, but maybe you finish with, but she was busy. Another, we were late to the movie, so you might say, so we missed the beginning. This practice builds flexibility in real time, which is exactly what you need for conversations. Now, let's talk about another important skill, paraphrasing. When you don't know the exact word, you can still explain your meaning by using other words. This is an advanced fluency technique. For example, if you don't remember the word exhausted, you can say, I'm really, really tired. If you don't remember generous, you can say, he always gives to other people. This way, you keep the conversation flowing instead of stopping and searching for the perfect word. Let's practice paraphrasing. I'll give you a word and you explain it in other words. Ready? Hungry. You might say, I want to eat. Confused. You could say, I don't understand. Expensive. Maybe. It costs a lot of money. Do you see how simple this is? This strategy keeps you fluent even when your vocabulary isn't perfect. Now, let's do some more shadowing practice with connected speech. Repeat after me. What you gonna do about it? Again. What you gonna do about it? Another. Don't you wanna try it? Repeat. Don't you wanna try it? And one more. Come on, let's hit the road. Repeat. Come on, let's hit the road. This kind of shadowing helps you hear the real rhythm of English and prepares you for fast, natural conversations. Now, let's put it into a mini dialogue. Repeat after me. Are you ready? Yeah, let's hit the road. Again. Are you ready? Yeah, let's hit the road. One more. Don't you want to come with us? Of course, I'll grab my bag. Repeat. Don't you want to come with us? Of course, I'll grab my bag. Each dialogue you shadow brings you one step closer to thinking in English without translation. And here's something important. Fluency doesn't mean speaking fast all the time. Fluency means speaking smoothly with natural rhythm. Sometimes that's fast, sometimes that's slow. What matters is flow. So don't pressure yourself to always rush. Instead, focus on connecting words naturally, pausing in the right places, and sounding confident. Let's practice with one final speaking drill for this section. I'll say a sentence, and you repeat it 3 times, each time a little faster. Sentence 1. I'm going to call it a day. Again. I'm going to call it a day. One more time. Faster. I'm going to call it a day. Sentence 2. She turned down the invitation. Again. She turned down the invitation. Once more. Faster. She turned down the invitation. Sentence 3. We really hit it off. Again. We really hit it off. One more time. Faster. We really hit it off. How did that feel? Smoother? This is exactly how you build speed and confidence without losing clarity. So remember, use natural reactions, practice paraphrasing, shadow connected speech, and build confidence through rhythm. These are the keys to sounding advanced and fluent in every conversation you have. You've made it this far, and that shows real dedication. Staying with a full masterclass is not easy, but it's exactly this kind of effort that builds true fluency. Let's continue with one of the most important skills for advanced learners, connecting ideas naturally when you speak. Native speakers rarely speak in short, isolated sentences. Instead, they link their thoughts together smoothly. For example, instead of saying, I was tired, I went to bed, you can say, I was tired, so I went to bed, or I was tired, which is why I went to bed. Repeat after me. I was tired, so I went to bed. Again. I was tired, which is why I went to bed. These small connectors, words like so, because, although, even though, however, are the glue of advanced fluency. They keep your sentences flowing like a story. Let's practice with more examples. Repeat after me. Although it was raining, we still went hiking. Good. Even though he was busy, he helped me with my project. Nice. I wanted to buy the shoes, but they cost an arm and a leg. Excellent. Every time you use connectors naturally, you sound smoother, more confident, and more advanced. Now, let's add another layer: storytelling. Storytelling is one of the best ways to practice fluency because it forces you to connect ideas, use past tense, add details, and keep the listener engaged. Here's a short story. Listen first, then I'll ask you to repeat parts of it. Last weekend, I planned to meet a friend for coffee, but on my way, I got held up in traffic. I was worried I'd be late, so I called her to let her know. Luckily, she said no problem because she was running late too. In the end, we both arrived at the same time and laughed about it. We really hit it off that day. Now, repeat with me, step by step. Last weekend, I planned to meet a friend for coffee. Good. But on my way, I got held up in traffic. Nice. I was worried I'd be late, so I called her to let her know. Excellent. Luckily, she said no problem because she was running late too. Great. In the end, we both arrived at the same time and laughed about it. Perfect. We really hit it off that day. Do you feel how natural that story sounds? This is advanced fluency in action. Not only vocabulary and grammar, but flow and connection. Here's your challenge. After this lesson, think of a short story from your own life, maybe about your last holiday, your last busy day, or something funny that happened to you, and tell it in English, out loud, using the connectors and idioms we've practiced. Now let's strengthen listening one more time with fast, natural English. I'll say a few sentences quickly, and you repeat them back as you hear them. Ready? What you gonna do if it rains? Repeat. What you gonna do if it rains? Next. I gotta bite the bullet and tell her. Repeat. I gotta bite the bullet and tell her. Another. Let's hit the road before it gets too late. Repeat. Let's hit the road before it gets too late. One more. Don't you think we should take a break? Repeat. Don't you think we should take a break? These are real-life rhythms of English. The more you train with them, the more natural you'll sound and the faster you'll understand others. Now, let's focus on fluency under pressure. Sometimes, when someone asks you a question, you freeze because you don't know exactly what to say. Here's a trick. Use fillers to buy yourself time, but make sure they're natural fillers in English. For example, you can say, "Well, let me think," or "That's a good question," or "Actually, I guess I'd say." These phrases give you 2 or 3 extra seconds to think without sounding nervous. Let's practice. Repeat after me. Well, let me think. That's a good question. Actually, I guess I'd say. Now try using one in context. I'll ask you a question, and you answer with a filler first. Ready? What's your favorite movie? You might say, "Well, let me think. My favorite movie is..." This technique is very powerful. It keeps you in control of the conversation, even when you need time to think. Now, before we close, let's do one more round of shadowing practice with advanced idioms. Repeat after me. We decided to call it a day after finishing the project. Good. He really hit the nail on the head with his suggestion. Nice. She turned down the offer because it wasn't right for her. Excellent. They jumped on the bandwagon when the trend became popular. Perfect. You've now practiced collocations, phrasal verbs, idioms, gerunds, infinitives, connected speech, storytelling, fillers, and shadowing. This is a full package of advanced fluency skills. And now it's time to bring it all together with a positive mindset. Repeat after me. I am confident when I speak English. Again. I am becoming more fluent every day. One more time. I will reach advanced fluency with practice. I want you to remember this. Fluency isn't a destination, it's a journey. Every practice session, every repetition, every mistake, every success, all of it builds your ability step by step. So, keep going. Don't stop here. Use these expressions in your daily life. Shadow your favorite shows. Repeat phrases you hear. Tell stories out loud. The more you live in English, the more natural you'll become. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for staying with me through this entire masterclass. You've done something amazing by practicing for a full hour. Stay motivated, keep practicing, and never doubt yourself. You have everything it takes to become fluent. Thank you so much for learning with me today. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons. I'll see you in the next one.